My dear students, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I will be explaining the B.Ed second semester subject Educational Psychology Theory and Practice as prescribed by Osmania University and other universities of Telangana. We will go through the important questions and answers one by one. Let's begin with a quick revision. Unit 2 first important short question is: differentiate between learning and maturation. Difference between learning and maturation. Learning. Learning means gaining new knowledge, skills, attitudes, or behaviors through experience, study, or practice. It is influenced by teaching, training, and environment. It can happen at any age. Example: a child learning to ride a bicycle after practice. Maturation. Maturation is the natural growth and development of the body and brain over time. It is controlled by genetic and biological factors, not by practice or training. It mostly follows a fixed sequence and occurs with age. Example: a baby learning to walk only when their muscles and balance naturally develop enough. Key difference: learning is equal to depends on experience. Maturation is equal to depends on biological growth. Easy tip to remember: think of maturation as nature's timetable and learning as life's lessons. A child needs both. Maturation gives ability, learning teaches how to use it. Next important short question is: 2. Define motivation. Mention 2 types of motivation with examples. Motivation. Motivation is the inner force that makes a person act to reach a goal. It is what pushes us to start, continue, and complete a task. In simple words, it is the reason behind our actions. Types of motivation. 1. Intrinsic motivation. Comes from inside a person. We do something because we enjoy it or find it interesting. Example: a student reading storybooks because they love reading, not for marks. 2. Extrinsic motivation. Comes from outside rewards or pressure. We do something to get a reward or avoid punishment. Example: a student studying hard to win a prize or avoid scolding from parents. Easy tip to remember: intrinsic is equal to inner joy, do it for yourself. Extrinsic is equal to external reward, do it for something. Both types work together in education to keep students active and focused. Next important short question is: 3. What is meant by transfer of learning? Name any 2 theories. Transfer of learning. Transfer of learning means using the knowledge or skills learned in one situation in another situation. In simple words, it's like applying what you already know to a new task. Example: if you know how to ride a bicycle, it becomes easier to learn to ride a scooter because the balance skill transfers. 2 theories of transfer of learning. 1. Theory of identical elements, E.L. Thorndike. Transfer happens when 2 tasks have similar elements. Example: learning addition in maths helps in calculating bills in a shop. 2. Theory of generalization, Charles Jude. Transfer happens when general principles learned in one subject are applied to another. Example: understanding the principle of gravity in science helps in sports like basketball. Easy tip to remember: identical elements is equal to similar skills transfer. Generalization is equal to general ideas apply everywhere. Next important short question is: 4. What is incidental learning? How does it differ from intentional learning? Incidental learning. Incidental learning happens without planning. We learn something by chance while doing another activity. Example: You watch a cricket match and accidentally learn the rules without anyone teaching you. Intentional learning. Intentional learning happens with planning. We make an effort to study or practice something. Example, preparing for an exam by reading textbooks and taking notes. Main differences. Feature incidental learning, intentional learning. Planning, no, yes. Effort, unplanned, natural, planned, focused. Example, learning a song by hearing it, daily, learning a song by practicing it. Easy tip to remember. Incidental is equal to it just happened. Intentional is equal to I worked for it. Next important short question is 5. Mention the steps in problem solving. Steps in problem solving. Problem solving is like fixing a puzzle. You follow steps to find the best answer. 1. Identify the problem first. Know exactly what the problem is. Example, you are scoring low in maths. The problem is lack of practice. 2. Understand the problem. Gather all details about it. Example, find which topics you are weak in. 3. Think of possible solutions. List all ways to solve it. Example, practice daily, join coaching, or watch online videos. 4. Choose the best solution. Pick the most suitable and practical one. 5. Try it out, implement, put the solution into action. 6. Check the results, see if it worked, if not, try another solution. Easy tip to remember. IUTCTC, identify, understand, think, choose, try, check. Next unit 2. Long questions. First important long question is: explain the major theories of learning and their implications in education. Major theories of learning and their educational implications. Learning theories explain how we gain knowledge, skills, and habits. Here are the main ones. 1. Behaviorist theory, B.F. Skinner, Pavlov. Idea: learning happens through stimulus, response, and reinforcement. Example, Pavlov's dogs learned to salivate when hearing a bell. Educational implication: teachers can use rewards, praise, stars, marks to encourage good behavior and practice drills for skill development. 2. Cognitive theory, Jean Piaget. Idea: learning is an active mental process. Students think, understand, and build knowledge step by step. Example, a child learns maths concepts in stages, starting from counting to algebra. Educational implication: teach according to the child's mental stage, use problem-solving activities, and encourage thinking rather than rote learning. 3. Constructivist theory, Vygotsky, Brunner. Idea: students learn best by actively doing things and connecting new ideas to their own experiences. Example, in science, instead of only reading about plants, students grow them in class. Educational implication: use group work, projects, and real-life tasks to make learning meaningful. 4. Social learning theory, Albert Bandura. Idea: people learn by observing others and imitating their actions. Example, a student learns discipline by seeing a senior follow school rules. Educational implication: teachers should act as role models, use demonstrations, and promote peer learning. 5. Humanistic theory, Carl Rogers, Abraham Maslow. Idea: learning happens best when students feel safe, respected, and motivated to grow. Example, a teacher encourages creativity by letting students choose their own project topics. Educational implication: create a supportive classroom, respect individual differences, and focus on overall personality development. Easy memory trick, BCCSH, behaviorist, cognitive, constructivist, social, humanistic. In short, teachers can combine these theories, use rewards, behaviorist, explain concepts step by step, cognitive, encourage hands-on projects, constructivist, set a good example, social, and care for students' needs, humanistic. Next important long question is 2. Describe Bandura's social cognitive theory of learning. What are its educational implications? Bandura's social cognitive theory of learning. Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory says that people learn not only by doing things but also by watching others and then copying or adapting their behavior. This is called observational learning. Main ideas of the theory. 1. Observational learning. We learn by watching others' actions and the results of those actions. Example, a child learns how to tie shoelaces by watching a parent. 2. Modeling. The person we watch is called a model. They can be teachers, parents, friends, or even characters in movies. Example, students may copy a teacher's respectful way of speaking. 3. Vicarious reinforcement. We don't have to experience a reward or punishment ourselves. Seeing someone else rewarded or punished is enough to influence our behavior. Example, if a student sees a classmate praised for answering correctly, they may try harder next time. 4. Self-efficacy. Belief in one's own ability to succeed affects learning. Example, a student who believes, I can solve this maths problem, is more likely to try and succeed. Bandura's 4 steps of observational learning. 1. Attention. The learner must focus on the model's behavior. 2. Retention. The learner must remember what was observed. 3. Reproduction. The learner tries to copy the behavior. 4. Motivation. The learner must want to repeat the behavior, reward or personal satisfaction. Educational implications. 1. Teachers as role models. Teachers should demonstrate the behavior and skills they expect from students. 2. Use of peer learning, group activities where students can observe and learn from each other. 3. Positive reinforcement. Publicly appreciate good behavior so others are encouraged to follow. 4. Encourage self-efficacy. Give achievable tasks so students believe in their abilities. 5. Safe learning environment. Students should feel comfortable to try, fail, and learn again. Quick memory tip. Remember ARRM: attention, retention, reproduction, motivation. In short, Bandura's theory teaches us that we learn by watching, remembering, doing, and being motivated, making it important for teachers to set a good example and create opportunities for positive role modeling. Next important long question is 3. Discuss the information processing model of memory and types of long-term memory. Information processing model of memory and types of long-term memory. The information processing model explains how our brain handles information like a computer that takes input, processes it, and stores it for later use. Stages in the information processing model. 1. Sensory memory. First stage, where information from senses, sight, sound, touch, etc., is stored for just a few seconds. Example, you see a bird fly past, you remember it for a moment. If you pay attention, it moves to the next stage. 2. Short-term memory, STM. Holds information for about 20 to 30 seconds. Capacity is limited, around 7 items. Example, remembering a phone number just long enough to dial it. Repeating or rehearsing helps move it to long-term memory. 3. Long-term memory, LTM. Stores information for a long time, days, years, or even a lifetime. Example, remembering your school's name even after 10 years. Types of long-term memory. 1. Explicit. Declarative memory, we can consciously recall this information. Episodic memory, personal events and experiences. Example, your first day in college. Semantic memory, facts and general knowledge. Example, knowing that Delhi is the capital of India. 2. Implicit, non-declarative, memory, skills and habits we do without thinking. Procedural memory, how to do things. Example, riding a bicycle. Priming, earlier experiences influence later responses. Example, seeing the word yellow makes you think of banana. Conditioned responses, learned emotional reactions. Example, feeling happy when hearing your favorite song. Educational importance. Teachers should use attention-grabbing methods so sensory input moves to STM. Repetition, practice, and association help transfer knowledge to LTM. Using real-life examples makes learning stick in episodic memory. Teaching skills through practice builds strong procedural memory. Quick memory trick, remember SSL sensory short-term long-term. In simple words, our brain is like a library, sensory memory is the entry gate, short-term memory is the reading table, and long-term memory is the bookshelf where information stays for years. Next important long question is 4. Explain the constructivist approach to learning. How can it be applied in the classroom? Constructivist approach to learning and its classroom application. The constructivist approach is a learning theory that emphasizes active learning. Students construct their own understanding and knowledge through experience and reflection rather than passively receiving information. It is based on the idea that learners make sense of the world by connecting new knowledge to their existing knowledge. Key principles of constructivism. 1. Learning as active process. Students actively participate in learning by exploring, questioning, and experimenting. Example, a student learns about plant growth by planting seeds and observing them rather than just reading about it. 2. Knowledge construction. Learners build their understanding by relating new concepts to what they already know. Example, a student who knows about basic shapes can better understand geometry concepts like triangles and polygons. 3. Social interaction. Learning is enhanced through collaboration, discussion, and sharing ideas with peers. Example, group projects or debates help students see different perspectives. 4. Contextual learning. Knowledge is tied to real-life situations. Example, teaching fractions using slices of pizza or money helps students relate math to daily life. Classroom applications of constructivism. 1. Project-based learning. Students work on projects that require research, problem-solving, and creativity. Example, creating a model of a sustainable city teaches science, geography, and planning skills together. 2. Problem-based learning, PBL. Presenting real-world problems encourages students to find solutions actively. Example, discussing traffic issues in the city and asking students to propose solutions improves critical thinking. 3. Collaborative learning. Pairing or grouping students allows knowledge sharing and discussion. Example, group assignments or peer teaching where students explain topics to each other. 4. Use of hands-on activities. Experiments, simulations, and interactive tools help learners experience concepts directly. Example, science labs, role plays, and educational games. Educational benefits. Encourages critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. Helps students retain knowledge longer as they discover it themselves. Prepares learners for real-world challenges rather than rote memorization. Quick tip to remember, constructivism is equal to learn by doing plus reflecting plus collaborating. In simple words, the teacher is a guide and the student is the explorer, actively constructing knowledge like building blocks in their mind. Next important long question is 5. What are the different types of motivation? Discuss major theories and their role in the classroom. Types of motivation, major theories, and their role in the classroom. Motivation is the inner drive that encourages students to learn, achieve, and perform. It plays a key role in education because motivated students are more engaged, attentive, and successful. Motivation can be classified into two main types. Types of motivation. 1. Intrinsic motivation. Driven by internal factors, such as curiosity, interest, or personal satisfaction. Example, a student studies science because they love experiments and discovering new things. 2. Extrinsic motivation. Driven by external rewards like grades, prizes, recognition, or approval. Example, a student works hard to get a scholarship or a certificate of excellence. Major theories of motivation. 1. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Students are motivated when basic needs, food, safety, and psychological needs, belonging, esteem, are met before pursuing learning goals. Classroom tip: ensure students feel safe, supported, and valued to boost learning. 2. Herzberg's two-factor theory. Motivation comes from hygiene factors, classroom environment, rules, and motivators, achievement, recognition. Classroom tip: recognize achievements and maintain a positive classroom atmosphere. 3. Vroom's expectancy theory. Motivation depends on the belief that effort leads to performance and performance leads to rewards. Classroom tip: make learning goals clear and show students the benefits of achieving them. 4. Skinner's reinforcement theory. Behavior is shaped by rewards and punishments. Positive reinforcement increases desired behavior. Classroom tip: praise, rewards, or tokens encourage active participation and good behavior. 5. Self-determination theory. Motivation is higher when students feel autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Classroom tip: give students choices in learning activities and opportunities to collaborate. Role in the classroom. Motivated students engage more actively, retain knowledge better, and develop critical thinking. Teachers can use a mix of intrinsic and extrinsic motivators to inspire all types of learners. Practical activities, feedback, recognition, and supportive environment enhance motivation. Quick tip to remember: motivation is equal to inner drive plus support plus rewards. In simple words, motivated students learn with interest and effort, while teachers act as guides and encouragers, helping them reach their full potential.